So I wanted to update you guys and let you know what's going on. As of today, it is July 4th, and I'm not super dramatic like how I was in my last video. I still am super cautious about the things I do, like making sure I don't touch my face and everything, things like that when I'm out in public, and I'm like sanitizing my hands all the time and making sure to wear masks. When I would talk to my friends about the protests that were in other states, I was always told like positive things, you know. I was sent videos and pictures of like things that were very uplifting and encouraging, and I was like, what is the missing link? How come the news is posting videos of like all this chaos, and when I'm actually talking to people, they're saying like, no, like that's not what happened. Basically, the way I was able to transition into being a little bit more relaxed was when I found out that my town had a protest. I was like, you know what, sign me up, because there's not very many African Americans that live where I live. So a lot of people ask me what my nationality is, and I'm half African American and half Mexican. And for me, this protest was really important. I got to meet some really amazing people, and I'm just so happy, like everything that came out of that. I learned so much, you know, from other individuals, like just linking up with different people. Just doing that, just because I had that burden like in my heart that you can't just be on the sideline, you know, you can't just be like, oh, I'm gonna fight my battle a different way. Like, not only was I able to march with my community, I was also able to be like a part of it, like give something back and tell my story about what it's like being an African American. Yes, I'm still gonna vote. Yes, I'm still gonna, you know, sign petitions. I feel like it's important to be a part of the marches and the protests and the rallies. It's very encouraging. It's very encouraging to see your fellow community members and people you go to school with and friends, family members, you know, to be a part of that with you. You will meet so many amazing people. It's just very positive, and I'm just very glad that I went. And I was afraid, you know, because I was in the crowds, the 6 feet distance, the coronavirus. But I feel like that was something that was kind of holding me back, because I was honestly so afraid of catching the coronavirus. Like, I was on top of it when I would go to the bank, the grocery store. Like, I was super careful about everything I did. When it came to the Black Lives Matter movement and the protesting, I was like, you know what, like this is really important and I'm gonna sacrifice. The way I live my life is, you know, I pray to God and I ask God to protect me. If it's God's will, He will protect me. Even with COVID going on, I did wear my mask. I was very careful, but I was protected, you know. I still made it home safe. Thank Jesus that He kept me safe. And yeah, that's kind of like the tipping point that kind of made me shift to like being more relaxed, because honestly, I was washing my hair every time I checked the mail. I was sanitizing everything. I was like, if somebody walks in my direction, I'm gonna walk like around. I'm gonna wait for them to pass. But yeah, that is basically what kind of got me out of the being so like super perfect and picky about like the whole coronavirus and everything. I am still super safe and cautious. I'm just not like as dramatic. Like I said, I'm not washing my hair every time I go outside. I'm a lot more relaxed. Kind of transitioned into that because I felt like it was super necessary and I needed to do it, and I felt like I just needed to do it. If you're shy, just do it. Honestly, like I was kind of nervous and thinking about, you know, all the worst possibilities. Like, what if like a crazy person comes out and they try to attack me, or you know, whatever. But nothing like that happened. But again, I do rely on God and I know that He'll protect me. But yeah, so moving on. But I did record some of the protests. It was really fun. Like, we sang, we clapped, we exchanged stories. It was just really nice. I made some clips, so you'll be seeing those shortly. Now we in the And honestly, like if you're thinking about protesting and you want to do it, like go for it. All I can say is like just be safe, make sure you have a buddy. Oh, that is what I forgot to mention. The whole time I've been protesting, I made sure that I did like the buddy system. Like I linked up with somebody, we met at a location, made sure that we walked together and walked to each other's cars, you know, just to make sure we were never alone. And that really helped because like honestly, you're in like a big crowd of people and it can be kind of overwhelming, especially if it's your first time, because like I said, like you're nervous and you're kind of just expecting things to happen that you see on the news. So you're like, what if some crazy person decides to run us over, or what if there's like a crazy person that, you know, gets in my face? Like that hasn't happened where I live. I mean, it is possible that it can happen. It happened in other places, but like honestly, like if you do like a buddy system and you are like close with someone like this, you're not as afraid, and it just kind of like helps you to kind of like focus on what we need to focus on, which is the movement. So a lot of people ask me what my nationality is, and I am African American and half Latina. And for me, this whole movement was very important because there's so many of us, so many different nationalities. There was Native Americans, there was Nigerians, there was Mexicans. So it felt really nice that we had a mixture of everybody, and we all realized the importance of, you know, our culture and our languages. That has been stripped away from us, and people that do have that and they're still able to speak their language and do traditions that they were taught is frowned upon. But I don't know how to speak Spanish, and that's because my grandparents were being raised, they were taught you're more Americanized if you don't speak Spanish. And so that's why I don't speak Spanish, and my mother doesn't speak Spanish. But there are other people, you know, that they probably heard that, but they decided to do it anyways. And it's just a mess. But I just think it's really interesting and it's really cool that there are some people that are able to hold on to their traditions and their language. There were some Native Americans at the protest, and they played like a native song that they knew, and I was like, this is so cool, like so cool. And I was just thinking to myself, I wish I knew like my language. Like I wish I knew like how to speak Spanish. I wish I knew like where I came from, you know, like my ancestors and what their language was. Even though there's different parts of Africa because it's such a huge continent, there's many tribes, dialects, and languages within Africa, and it would just be really cool to find out like what I am and what my language is. You wear your mask and you keep some hand sanitizer on you. That's my advice, you know, just make sure like you have a buddy system and you link up with someone. And water, these marches, they are exhausting. They're worth it, but exhausting. Like it's like so much exercise. But anyways, I really hope you guys liked this video, and I hope it was encouraging. And leave comments below, like if you guys have any questions. I would love to talk to you guys and give you advice, or if you want to share stories, we could do that too. Or if you want prayer, we could also do that. I have been praying a lot. There's just a lot of opinions, and sometimes I get anxiety about like different things, but honestly, when I pray, every time I get those feelings, I feel so much better, and that anxiety, it goes away, and then I just have like confidence, and I'm able to do what I need to do. I'm able to march, I'm able to be like happy while I'm doing it and knowing that I'm making a change. But yeah, I really hope you guys like this video, and leave comments below, and make sure you like and subscribe. I had that burden like in my heart that you can't just be on the sideline, you know, you can't just be like, oh, I'm gonna fight my battle a different way.